I'm about to walk out through a full week of tracking my expenses, and I plan on making a video just like this at the end of the first week every single month. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, right now, jumping straight into this, as a total amount of money that I spent so far in the month of December, today is December 7th when I'm recording this video, I have spent $2,448.53. And keep in mind, I get paid every 15th and at the end of every month. So technically I haven't gotten paid this month yet. So that mostly came out of my rent. That was $1,805.63. And then my student loans, all this comes out within literally the first week of the month. This is why this is the heaviest part when it comes to my bills monthly. But anyway, student loans, $211.06. I will not have to pay any more of that for the rest of the year, thank God. Groceries, so far, I have spent $173.48. Insurance so far, $95.58. And that right there is my car insurance. DoorDash so far has been $50.89, which honestly is kind of a win for me. Usually I'm probably at 100 by this time of the month. So that is a win for me. You can tell I'm actively working on my problems. Anyway, gas and fuel so far $27.12. Restaurants $25.89. Muay Thai and gym. So far, I've only paid my gym membership, which is $18.99 a month, and that's at Anytime Fitness. For my Muay Thai, I did just go to a private session literally today, so $60 is going to come out of my account, so we might as well add $60 on top of that. So we'll just say $78.99. Right here it shows $10 on my business expenses. So far it's actually been something like $130 because I spent $120 for all of the thumbnails for this entire month. So I already planned all the videos for this month in advance, so I went ahead and got the thumbnails made and everything. So we're good to go there. But then on top of that, I also spent $10 on MailerLite, which is my email software that I use to automate certain messages to you all and send trainings and more information to you all. And for the last time, this $10 that is spent on Patreon, amen, which means I have canceled my Patreon with, the person I was watching. It was another investor, but he's starting to do things that I highly disagree with as an investor, and as someone who has created a lot of success myself by doing my own research and following my own way, my own path that I learned through mentorship elsewhere, I felt like what he was teaching didn't align at all. But he was very good with teaching the whole crowd on how to figure out what the intrinsic value of a stock is and how to properly evaluate them. So I thought that was valuable, but once I got that part down, I really don't need that anymore. I'm off to my own journey when it comes to investing. Last but not least, Peacock. For the last time, I'm spending $7.99 on that. I've canceled that as well. What will I do with the extra $10 and $7.99 a month? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to probably put it into crypto because crypto's pretty cheap compared to stocks. So to me, kind of a no-brainer. I mean, little by little, you will see in the year of 2025 that my little incremental gestures to invest, whether it's stocks, ETFs, or crypto, you're going to watch it have a big impact because I'm going to be contributing like pretty much on a weekly basis if things go according to my plan. So any extra money I get, or anytime I don't go to a private session for Muay Thai, that's $60 each time I don't go to one. Well, guess what? That $60 is going to get spent anyway, so it's going into investments somewhere, somehow. And what seems so small and insignificant right now will have a giant impact a year from now, which you can probably see within my wealth journey series, and especially in my net worth videos. When you look at my net worth being in the 150,000s, and I have a strong feeling it's going to be much more than that at the end of this month. That didn't happen overnight. That happened over years and years and years. And now that I'm actually tracking it and seeing it, I'm able to do more things to impact that number positively. And I don't even have to actively save a lot or invest a lot to have that number keep growing. Like, the momentum is already going. So the best thing I can do is keep adding momentum and adding more and more and more to it to make it grow even more and more. But I'm not doing it in such a way that I'm being greedy. I'm being smarter with my cash, and with that cash, I'm putting some of it towards investments that usually would have just gotten spent on some mess. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in my financial reflections video, which I'm really excited, and that's coming every month as well, because I want to expand this wealth journey series, and I want you all to see not just the budgeting, the spending, the saving, the investing, like all that stuff is great, but the stuff that I've learned along the way, as well as just looking at like a weekly expense report, these things matter. And I guarantee you, if I didn't start doing this, I'd probably just be blindly spending money throughout the week and won't check until like 2 or 3 weeks into the month. You get what I'm saying? So this is getting me to a point where I'm holding myself accountable and looking at what I'm actually spending my money on within the first week. And that's without having a paycheck yet. So obviously, I have to have a certain amount of money within my buffer for my checking account to even stay afloat. Because then, boom, I get a big paycheck, and then boom, I get another big paycheck. But if I don't use those paychecks properly, guess what? It's gonna feel like I'm upside down and I'm drowning, because as soon as I get my second paycheck, boom, rent hits. Like a few days after my second paycheck hits, boom, that's time to pay rent. So I don't have time to be out here playing around and not watching where my money's going. And I don't even have to really be super tight with money or super frugal, but I need to at least watch it. I need to at least look at where it's going. I need to at least figure out what are the tendencies and what are the things that tempt me to actually get DoorDash. And what I found is that if I'm at home relaxing and it's like my first day off work, and just so you know, I work night shift, so I get off in the morning, I come home, and at that point I'm hungry. I might make breakfast or whatever, then I'll get in bed, and then I wake up still about tired because night shift will take it out of you now. And you know something? When I wake up, I be so hungry. Because throughout the week, I'm working out, I'm doing martial arts, I'm lifting weights, I'm running. I'm so hungry. I done burnt calories, you know what I'm saying? And building muscle. So my body is craving like everything right now. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm like, man, I don't want to cook. So just looking at that and looking at that feeling, that might be something that's contributing, because if I do that every time I feel that way and I order DoorDash, guess what's happening? I'm spending money that I could have spent on stocks and on investments. And I had the biggest epiphany like the other week about that. I always knew you can make a lot of money investing, but I didn't realize how little money you needed to make a lot with investing, know what you're doing. Again, I'll mention that in my money reflections video, but I just want you to know, for the sake of this video, I'm not just doing this on a super granular level. Like, I'm not going to make this come out every single week. I will be tracking every week, but I feel like the first week within the month is probably the most important, especially for me, because boom, rent, boom, student loans. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things are getting taken out pretty much immediately. Like within the first, we'll say 5 to 6 days of the month, I'm getting hit with student loans. I'm getting hit with rent. I'm getting hit with, you know what I'm saying, car insurance. And then 8 days, and I'm getting hit with life insurance. So I'm looking at it in terms of, how can I catch the cadence of my personal finances in the best way possible and never be unprepared for it? The answer to that is building a buffer, which I've already done. So I'm super comfortable right now. But now it's, once I have that buffer and once I feel comfortable, how do I not overspend? And by overspend, I don't mean spend to the point of being broke or not having any money left over, but it's overspending to the point of holding my future self back and holding back my dreams, because I'm not taking that money and properly investing it into the right things. Am I making sense, folks? I hope y'all let me know down in the comments. But this wasn't meant to be a super long video or anything like that. I honestly just wanted to go through my expenses really quick, and then just share with you kind of the thought process behind it, just so you get an idea of what I'm doing with this platform. No longer am I just, you know what I'm saying, doing a wealth journey video every now and then. Every single video that I post, you know what I'm saying, on this channel is going to be a wealth journey episode, because you deserve to see what it looks like, somebody that's being on that path of hitting their first million. You know what I'm saying? You deserve to see all the steps that I take, all the mistakes that I make, all the things that I'm fighting internally about. You deserve to see all that, because you get to understand that there's a human aspect to getting financially stable and becoming financially independent and becoming financially free. Now, I've been financially stable for a long time, but there is a human element to it where there's always something that you're fighting against yourself about. It could be something like self-doubt. It could be something like feeling like you're not getting enough money. It could be something like you're not able to save enough or invest enough or pay off debt. And it just seems like we can victimize ourselves. But when we see someone else in a similar situation as us, or maybe they look like us, or maybe they had a similar, struggle earlier in life that they were able to fight past and fight through and get to the point where they're at now. You deserve to see all of that. And that is what I want to accomplish with this series. I'm not fishing for views or trends or anything like that. What I'm fishing for is to build a big brand around me, just being me, and also, you know what I'm saying, helping you along the way with your personal finances and showing you that there is a smart way to go about your personal finances without having to worry about making $500,000 a year. You can make however much you're making and still make smart financial decisions and put your money in a place that can make it grow. And I can help you prioritize it. And you can either do that through watching this channel for free and watching hours and hours of content, which is what the purpose of this channel is. Or if you want specialized advice specifically for you, not advice, I don't give financial advice, but you get what I'm saying. I'm a coach. I'm a financial coach. I can help direct you to what makes the most sense for you and how I can tell you how I would prioritize things if I were you, especially if I was in a similar situation as you. I can help you out. And going into this year of 2025, I don't want to spend a ton of time planning and researching and, overthinking about what topics I want to post on this channel. I want to just show you what my life looks like through the lens of personal finances. I can also tell you what's going on in my life that's interesting and things like that, like I always do, but you need to see what that process is like. Now you've learned a few things probably about me through watching this channel. You've learned that I did my budgeting and my tracking on a manual level. And even though I made this super elaborate spreadsheet, I realized I don't like doing that. I'm big on opportunity costs. I don't got time to be out here spending 30 minutes to an hour typing all the expenses I had throughout the month and all the times I got paid throughout the month and all the times I transferred money to my savings throughout the month. I don't have time for that mess. So, I have an automated system in which I use a free app called Empower, and it's also known as Personal Capital. This one's just called Empower Capital. But anyway, it doesn't have to be like that. You can do things on autopilot. You can do things automatically. You can do things. It doesn't have to be stressful. We're in year 2024 going to 2025. Gone are the days where we have to pencil in, expenses and paychecks and all this stuff. All you need right now is a basic plan where you want to commit to a certain amount of money that goes into a certain account every month. That's all you want to do. And you can put that on an automatic cadence or an automatic sequence, and that can do a lot for you. It's better than going home after a long week of work and then stressing about finances. I'm taking the stress out of it. Forget about the stress, forget about emotion, forget about any of that mess, forget about anything that's going on in your life right now. How can we make personal finances easy? The way you do that is by creating a simple system, and that is what we're going to do on this channel, and that is what you're going to see. You're going to see exactly what my system is throughout this entire series, and you're going to see what the results are. So if you're speculative about anything that I'm doing, whether it's investments or automating my savings or cutting the automation on my savings for something else, if you're speculative about any of that stuff where it doesn't make sense to you or you don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, perhaps watching a series of me doing it over and over and over again, month after month after month, and then seeing the net worth report at the end of every month, you will start to understand that this is what it looks like. And I want you to join me on this journey. I also have a group called Wealth Journey Collective where we all talk to each other about investing and saving and what our financial goals are, and we help each other get to where we're going to get. So if you're interested in that type of thing, check the link down below. It is simply called Wealth Journey Collective. I'd love to see you there. And if you like this video, you're going to love this one. Check it out right here.